I'm here to talk to you about lying to our children and education. And I'm going to explain this real quick with my experience to tell you how this all happened, how fast it's come about, and a lot of this has happened because parents have stayed quiet. HIV/AIDS, what does that have to do with education? It has to do with everything. You know, what is it, Saul Alinsky, never let a crisis go to waste? Well, they didn't. When the AIDS epidemic hit back in the early 80s, early to mid 80s, they took this and used it to their advantage. HIV/AIDS was a gold mine for the homosexual agenda. And I'm going to explain to you why. In the early 1880s, when HIV came to America, the homosexual activists used the crisis of HIV/AIDS to their advantage. Safe sex. Remember how they came up with the idea of safe sex, wearing the condoms, all the condom distribution that they went through too. So safe sex then became safer sex. It's no such thing as either. It's suicidal sex. Gay men now have this thing, the Stribill, which is the AIDS cocktail, which has 4 medications in it. They now have come up with something called PrEP or Truvada, which is 2 of the AIDS cocktail. It's supposed to be a prophylactic, a preventative from getting AIDS. So in other words, you can still have unprotected sex as long as you're on PrEP. Stupid. Stupid. It's a mutating virus. You don't think it won't build a resistance to this? By the way, and thank you, President Obama, now that we have relationships with Cuba, there is a strain of AIDS that is coming out of the islands, particularly Cuba, that is resistant to all of the HIV medications. All of them. So, that's for the first time in America, the general public found out what a dental dam was. None of us knew what that was until AIDS came along. How to protect yourself with oral sex. This is going to be graphic. I want to warn you ahead of time. I'm not here to be X-rated, but I'm here to tell you the truth. We can't hide anymore. Then we have sex without intercourse, where we were teaching kids in school through the sex education curriculum how to masturbate. That's exactly what we were doing. How to have sex, how to rub up against each other, how to help each other, mutual masturbation. This was what we were telling our kids to do so that they wouldn't get infected with AIDS. Do you see how this was just the boondoggle, the gold mine for the LGBT to recruit kids? Because sex is extremely addictive. I'll talk about that in a minute too. Sex education with instruction and operation on anal, oral, and vaginal sex, and that started in the 80s, went through really big in the 90s, and it's still going strong today. And what they would do is they would bring in gay activists to teach them about dental dams and how to apply a condom and